We've had decades of building up trust with audiences, and this is journalists who are highly professional, highly credible. They are persons who are going to be irreplaceable. They are independent media in a uh, region where there's very little independent media. And places like, for instance, Laos, Vietnam, North Korea, Myanmar. Radio Free Asia reaches those audiences in their own languages, reporting on the stories that very few other outlets actually bother to cover. So we're talking about a huge loss here. Literally thousands of journalists losing their jobs while the authoritarians in the region are cheering.
Can you tell us more about what kind of impact these funding cuts will have on people, particularly in those authoritarian states?
They're not going to get the news. It's as simple as that. For instance, if we see Cambodia, there's been a complete takeover of the print, radio, and TV media by the ruling Cambodian People's Party and the Cambodian government. Radio Free Asia and VOA were the few remaining independent voices that were actually giving independent news into those regions, into those countries in Khmer language as well as English. So there's no replacing them. This is the end of the line for independent media in some of these markets.
Well, China has welcomed the cuts, with state media describing VOA, for example, as a lie factory. What do you make of its reaction?
Well, this is what we'd expect from Chinese propaganda. And it's Chinese propaganda that's going to be filling the void that is left by the disappearance of VOA, RFA, and others.
And how will other media organisations try to fill this void left by VOA and RFA?
Well, I think that there is an opportunity for other journalist groups to come in, other outlets and organizations to try to step up. But the bottom line is that there's a limited amount of resources in the media sector now. I mean, it has not been a growth industry, unfortunately, and independent, truthful media is hard to come by. So, we're hoping that there'll be more informed media and others who will step up. But we're not just losing, for instance, staff members of Voice of America, but freelancers across the region who have been working both for RFA and VOA are losing their jobs as well. I know many of them here in Bangkok. And, they're all scrambling now. How are they going to pay the rent because they've lost one of their major clients?
Phil Robertson, really good to get your views. Thank you.
Thank you.